Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul channel, and I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I would just like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem, and to thank some people who have inspired me, and I hope they can inspire you as well. And I will have links below this video. They are Rabbi Shalom Arush, Rabbi Lazer Brody, Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Elon Anava, Rav Daniel Asor, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Nisim Baruch Black, David Sachs, and Jews for Judaism, Rabbi Michael Skoback. So we are on a new topic today, and still using this wonderful book from Artscroll. This is the Praying with Fire 2 by Rabbi Heshy Kleinman, and I will have a link below so you can check out all that Artscroll sells. And today's topic is called Saying Amen for Strengthening Emunah. And this is from day 41, and this is the strategy number 6. They have 8 in the section called 8 Practical Strategies to Strengthen Emunah. And the title of this is, And They Shall Say Amen. That's their title, but my title is a little bit different. So I am going to read from here as well. Rebbetzin Meisels, the daughter of the Babover Rebbe, Rav Shlomo Halberstam, was sitting shiva for her daughter Malki, who was tragically killed in a car accident at the age of 26. The young mother had been traveling home from Meron in Eretz Yisrael when she had gone for the upsherin haircut of her 3-year-old son. On the first day of Shiva, Rebbetzin Meisel's close friend came to comfort her. What was Malki's full name, she asked. Alta Nechama Malka, Rebbetzin Meisels replied. Oh, the visitor remarked, the first Hebrew letters of her name, Aleph, Nun, Mem, not in sequence, spell the word Amen. So the letters are not in order, but they spell it out. That evening, Rebbetzin Meisels mentioned to her husband what her friend had said about their beloved daughter's name. He told her, I beg you, take care that the Emunah in our home stays firm. It must not crack. Why did Rebbetzin Meisel's husband see a connection between the word Amen and the Emunah in their home? The answer lies in the meaning of the short but powerful word Amen when it is said in response to a blessing. The Hebrew root, of Emunah is inherent in the word Amen, which when said in response to a blessing is an affirmation of our faith in Hashem. In fact, Tur states that answering Amen to a blessing of thanks or a bracha over a mitzvah indicates Ani ma'amin, I believe in Hashem. For example, a person who responds Amen to the blessing Borei Minei Mizonos, which is recited before eating a piece of cake, is saying, it is true that Hashem is the creator of all the food that we eat. And it says below in the notes that, according to, from the Orach Chaim and Mishnah Brura, that which states that when answering Amen to a bracha of bakasha, a request, such as in Shmona Esrei, one's thought should additionally be focused on the request aspect, i.e., one should think Yehi Ratzon, may it be Hashem's will that the particular request in the bracha be fulfilled. Okay, now Amen is also an acronym of the word Kel Melech Ne'eman, Hashem the faithful king. So it's Aleph Mem Nun. Therefore, when one responds to a blessing with the word Amen, he is affirming this belief that Hashem is the faithful king. And again, that he's the one that created everything that we have, whether we're saying a blessing for food or for other things. So if you pay, what's very important is to pay attention when you're doing that so you know what you're saying. But the full power of this concise word is released only when it is said with kavanah, with intention, with, really paying attention to what you're saying. The Maharal explains, the one answering Amen understands that he believes in his heart that this blessing is all true. Not necessarily so the one who makes the blessing. So meaning the one who makes the blessing doesn't necessarily think that, but the one who says Amen is, because that's why he answers Amen. Of course, it is appropriate for him to have complete kavanah, however, because he recited the blessing. Even if he did not have complete kavanah, it is still considered a blessing, meaning the person who said it, he should think with kavanah too. So that's what I try to do when I say a bracha. I try to say it really slow. And if you say it slow enough, you say each word, Baruch, Atah, Hashem. Say it slow, so then as you're saying it, you actually in your mind's eye, in one of the other videos I did early on Kavanah, when you're davening, is to pay attention to what each word means. So as you're saying it, you're thinking about what it means. This is unlike the case of one answering Amen. If he does not have in mind that the blessing is true, he is not considered to have said Amen. So if you say Amen kind of flippantly or quickly, Amen, doesn't have the kavanah of what it means. Amen means, Hashem, you are the faithful king. Hashem, you created this food. Hashem, I believe that you did, that this blessing is true, meaning that you created the food. So that's very important to remember. The integral part played by Emunah when one answers Amen is confirmed by the Shulchan Aruch. And the Shulchan Aruch states below, in Mishnah Brura, when responding Amen, one should have in mind also the saying of, you are blessed, Hashem, by the person who had said the blessing. For example, when the prayer leader says, you are blessed, Hashem, shield of Abram, a person who responds Amen should have in mind, it is true. The name of Hashem, who is the shield of Abram, should be blessed. One should have a corresponding intention for all blessings. I know it's a hard thing to do, so you have to start putting the intention into the attention of what you're saying. In the case of blessings of thanksgiving, such as Baruch Shamar Yishtabach Al Yisrael, one should have in mind that the blessing said by the person who made the blessing is the truth and one believes it. In the case of a blessing that serves as a prayer, however, one must have in mind that it is the truth, and also that he prays that it will be Hashem's will that the matter for which he blessed will be fulfilled. For example, in the blessing Atah Chonen, where the prayer includes request, endear us graciously from yourself, with wisdom, insight, and knowledge, and concludes, blessed are you, Hashem, gracious giver of knowledge, one must have in mind that it is true that he graciously gives knowledge, and may it be his will to favor us also with knowledge. And one should act correspondingly in the case of all prayer blessings. So as you're saying the blessing, you think this, that if it's something for knowledge, if it's something for, redemption, think that he is the one that gives the redemption, and I pray that he does that. So it's a little more, you have to take a little more time and effort to do that while you're davening. But that's important because if you just go through it really fast, you basically don't even know what you're saying or doing. So that's really important. So continuing on, so the Shulchan Aruch rules that the congregation should respond Amen to every blessing with application, i.e., one should have in mind that the blessing that has been recited is the truth and one believes it. And it says below too here that, according to the Ben Ish Chai, he says that the Amen answered after a blessing is preferable to Amen said after parts of Kaddish. He doesn't go on and explain why. So, Chazal states that in the Holy Temple, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto is said instead of Amen. Blessed is the glory of your kingdom. So why is in the holiest place places which one does not utilize Amen, this powerful affirmation of faith? So why does one not utilize Amen in this place? So Rav Hutner explains that in the Holy Temple, where many miracles occur daily, it is inappropriate to say Amen, which means I believe. The reason is because in this environment, Amen is redundant. For in such a holy place, one feels, senses, and sees Hashem. So you don't believe it, you actually see it for yourself. So there's no need to say that you believe that he's the faithful king and everything. In the Beit HaMikdash, one does not need to rely on belief. However, in our daily world, where Hashem's face is hidden, saying Amen with Kavanah is not only appropriate, it is an essential means of reinforcing in ourselves a clear, powerful Emunah in Hashem. And now on the side, it gives you like some points to ponder, so I'm going to just read through those, kind of a summary of what we read. Amen shares its roots with the word Emunah. It signifies that one believes in the truth of the bracha to which one is responding. Because the main purpose of saying Amen is to declare one's faith, saying Amen without this kavanah does not fulfill the requirement of saying Amen. So you have to believe the truth of what you just heard being said. That's when you respond Amen, meaning you're acknowledging it. That's what Amen is. It's an acknowledgement of the bracha that someone else said. So that's why it's just as important for you to pay attention, even if the person who is saying the bracha is not putting the kavanah in, which they ought to do. But you more so, in order for you to say Amen, you have to listen to what they're saying, because that's the whole intent and purpose is that you're acknowledging what they say is true. So that's the reason you say Amen. One who uses every opportunity to say Amen as a chance to reaffirm his faith in Hashem will find his Emunah continually strengthened. So that's what means to strengthen your Emunah, because you keep saying, that you believe this is true. That Hashem is a faithful king, and it is true that he did this, it is true that, it is true. So everything, you're saying the truth to that. That is so. So that's why it's important to listen to the other person's bracha. And I just want to say in closing, that I hope and pray that we can really use this as a means to strengthen our Emunah and strengthen our knowledge of what it means to say Amen, and pay attention to it more so, and that this will help strengthen us so that we can merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days, and the rebuilding of our final and everlasting Beis HaMikdash. Amen, and thank you for watching.